Man, what's going on in Edmonton? I swear the mood in that locker room today is unreal. There's movement behind the scenes, a tension on the ice, and a twist that could flip the entire season on its head. 3 storylines tangled up in hope, nerves, and that signature Oilers drama we've all come to know. And honestly, what's brewing might even leave McDavid speechless. Is the fanbase running out of patience, or is this the exact moment this team finally turns it around? You're not gonna believe what's happening today, so grab a seat, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Something's definitely stirring behind the scenes, and anyone following the Oilers closely can feel it. It's no secret the blue line's overcrowded, and at some point, the question had to come up. Who's the odd man out, once everyone's healthy? Well, it looks like Troy Stecher's name is making the rounds more than anyone expected. And not because of a lack of talent, far from it. Stecher's the kind of guy every coach loves to have on standby. Reliable, all in, pure heart. But from a management standpoint, when your depth gets pricey and roster spots tighten up, someone always ends up paying the price. Elliotte Friedman's already said it. Talks are happening. He's not playing much and would like to move on. They've been trying to find him a spot. That quote hit hard across oil country, because if Edmonton's learned anything in recent years, it's that giving up a steady D-man too soon can come back to bite when it matters most. So, does it really make sense to mess with one of your most dependable pieces when the defensive core is still finding its balance? Stecher's not a flashy player, but he's the kind of guy who keeps things stable, who lets the stars up front play their game without looking over their shoulders. His cap hit's manageable, his work ethic's elite, and in playoff hockey, that's gold. That's why the fan base is split right now. Some want the cap space for a bigger move. Others think losing Stecher would just be another repeat of past mistakes. Because any longtime Oilers fan remembers when clearing space meant losing glue guys who were impossible to replace. There's also a chess game happening off the ice. Sources close to the front office say there's interest in freeing up money for a bigger play. Guys like Matthias Janmark, who's back from injury, carry a heavier cap hit and could be trade chips. It's a tough call. Give up Stecher's steadiness for some breathing room, or hold on to security and deal with tighter numbers. Frank Seravalli even hinted at that Ty Emberson might be the more logical trade candidate. Young, still developing, and a bit inconsistent. But would that actually fix the blue line problem, or just delay the inevitable? What makes this story explosive is the timing. With Alec Regula just activated and coach Chris Knobloch pushing for defensive consistency, any misstep here could mess with the room's chemistry. Stecher's respected, and if he's moved, it sends a strong message. Nobody's safe. And let me tell you, for a team living under the word, urgency, that could light a fire management might not be able to put out. And that's not even the wildest part of the day. You ever get that? Feeling the ice just got thinner? That's Edmonton right now. The season's barely started and fans are already losing it. The Oilers' shaky start has become national news. And honestly, it should. 6 wins in 15 games and an ugly 5.2 goals against average? That's not the DNA of a team that's been to back-to-back cup finals. Something's off. And it's not just on the blue line. You can feel the tension, and every inconsistent outing seems to pile more weight on Connor McDavid's shoulders. But here's what no one's saying out loud. McDavid's sending a message. Maybe the clearest one of his career. That 2-year contract he signed before the season. It's not just loyalty, it's a challenge. He wants to win now. Not in 2027, not when the window is perfect, now. And that message is echoing through the locker room and the front office. TSN's Craig Button nailed it. He's made it clear he stays in Edmonton if the team can win. He's giving management the chance to prove it. That's the kind of statement that shifts the tone of every meeting upstairs. GM Stan Bowman knows it better than anyone. He came in to turn elite talent into a legitimate contender. Deep, structured, consistent. But the offseason moves left fans with that familiar bitter taste. No big-name additions, no real impact pieces to ease the load on McDavid and Draisaitl. Jack Roslovic alone isn't fixing the holes in this lineup. And the result's plain to see. A team that looks elite for 30 minutes, then lost for the next 30. The goals against numbers tell the story, but the body language might be worse. McDavid and Draisaitl look frustrated, maybe more than they've ever been to start a season. You can feel it in the post-game interviews, that blend of professionalism and frustration that basically says, no more excuses. When a leader like McDavid puts out that kind of energy, he's not just asking for reinforcements, he's demanding commitment, from management all the way down the bench. Fans, of course, are split. Some think there's time to steady the ship, especially with a home stretch coming up against the Avalanche. Others want change now, trades, roster shakeups, maybe even shifts in the coaching staff. But everyone agrees on one thing, the urgency is real, because McDavid and Draisaitl's golden window won't stay open forever. And if the team doesn't respond soon, this tension could turn into a storm. But hang on, because this next part's even harder to believe. If there's one cursed phrase in Edmonton, it's the worst lead in hockey is 2 goals. Lately, that's gone from cliché to crisis. 4 times this season, the Oilers have blown 2-goal leads. 4. And the latest, against the Dallas Stars, was brutal. It felt like the perfect game to rebuild confidence after that beating from the Blues. But once again, history repeated itself. The start was electric. Roslovic made a highlight reel cross-ice pass to Podkolzin for the opener, and when Draisaitl buried that power play beauty, the 2-0 lead felt untouchable. Then, blackout. The Stars started pressing, and like clockwork, Mikko Rantanen, because it's always him, crashed the party. 1 goal in the second, then another that looked identical. Suddenly, Edmonton's control vanished. McDavid had one last flash of brilliance, but Heiskanen flipped the script. Overtime came and went, then the shootout heartbreak. Another loss. The scary part isn't just losing, it's the pattern. When a team this talented keeps blowing leads like that, it's a mindset problem. Coach Knoblauch admitted, "We're still learning, but we have to be better. We can't keep making the same mistakes." Sounds calm, but that's a red flag. Lack of focus, mental lapses at key moments, turnovers in the neutral zone. Stuff contenders just can't afford to do in November if they plan on playing in May. And the schedule hasn't helped. Since mid-October, the Oilers haven't had a single 2-day break between games. That wears on any group, but especially a team so dependent on its top guys. Still, you can tell fatigue isn't the whole story. There's a confidence issue here. And in hockey, confidence is the air a locker room breathes. The numbers don't lie. 6 wins, 5 losses, 3 overtime losses. Technically second in the Pacific, but only because they've played more games than anyone else. By points percentage, they're 5th. If Vegas or Anaheim win their games in hand, Edmonton's fighting for air, not the top spot. There's still a thread of hope, though. That upcoming 3-day break before facing Colorado could be the reset they desperately need. A chance to refocus, clean things up, and find their rhythm again. But one thing's certain, if they blow another lead, the fans will lose it and management might too. Because there's nothing more painful than watching this much talent wasted, night after night. And after all that, the atmosphere in Edmonton is about to explode. So here we are. The Oilers are standing at a crossroads, between brilliance and breakdown, between potential and frustration. McDavid's locked in, Stecher's situation's up in the air, and the defense is still trying to find itself. This is the moment that defines character. No more excuses. It's time to respond. The fans feel it, the locker room knows it. The wake-up call has to happen now. So tell me, what's missing for this team to finally become a powerhouse? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like, and stick around. Because this story's just getting started.